welcome. We are with Mahesh Mishra of Aviva Life. Mahesh, thank you so much for joining us. Do you think Indian insurance companies are investing enough in customer experience?
I think there has been a significant increase in the investment in customer experience over the last 2 or 3 years.
Right.
Companies are learning that it is impossible to be profitable by simply originating more customers and earning revenues from them. Persistency has become a very, very key driver for profitability of insurance companies, which means it is important to ensure that A, customers stay with you for the contracted duration, and B, come back to you to buy a second or a third product, and kind of keep the cash flows going on a sustainable basis. Also, given that one has multiple touch points with the customer during the course of the life cycle, it's become very important to A, ensure one is reaching out to customers at the right time and servicing what they require at that point in time at an economical manner. And so investments in the overall customer experience, I see a lot of focus over the last 2 or 3 years.
And where do you see, do you see these investments rising over the next few years? What kind of, attention or what kind of focus do you see the industry giving to customer experience in the near future?
So I think in 2 or 3 areas we will see investments in customer in areas that will eventually lead to a superior customer experience. Okay. One, with the whole focus on digital, there will be a lot of investments in ensuring that the customer onboarding becomes a lot more seamless.
Okay.
So whatever are investments in technology or analytics which can ensure that the onboarding is seamless, either through process changes or data surrogates, I think that's one area where one will see a lot of investment going. The second will be in terms of the whole data aggregation. I mean, what more can I know about a customer that will help me take a more informed decision about the customer? As of now, it's not possible to price differently on the life insurance side, but at least in terms of underwriting, claims processing, there will be a huge amount of focus on seeing how one can use more aggregated and superior data sources to ensure that fulfillment is better. Okay,
so then, we've talked about how the environment is going to change. But why do you think this environment is changing? Why has customer experience become such a focus area for insurance companies now?
If you look at life insurance, for example, a very disproportionate part of the cost structure lies on the origination side. Nearly 60 to 70% of the cost structure resides on the origination side. That's not sustainable.
Right.
It's important for customers to originate at a more economical cost structure. Also, it's much more important for them, having incurred the cost that they have, to ensure that the customer stays satisfied and with them for longer. Otherwise, the whole viability of an insurance company comes up to question. So, given the nature of the cost structure and the overall the margins in the business, it's very important to ensure that it's a leaner, more efficient, smarter, and clearly more friendlier means of servicing the customer.
Would that mean that that it is imperative to, in that sense, have an omni-channel environment which could be more cost-effective versus, say, like the multi-channel environment that you have currently?
Yeah, so omni-channel has become a reality.
Okay.
One does not really have a choice there. One does not necessarily compete only with external competitors now. One does end up competing with one's own channels, and that's frankly not entirely a bad problem to have. So I think that's the only way one is going to look at the future.
What role do you think technology can play in enhancing this omni-channel experience that we are talking about?
I think technology will be the fulcrum of the way the insurance industry will evolve over the next 2 or 3 years. Be it at origination, where I think technology will play a key role in ensuring one is able to have more segmented customer data, one is able to service a customer more seamlessly, one is able to have a less documentation intensive onboarding process. So from onboarding a customer to underwriting, where I think there will be external data sources, and depending on how technology enables us to pull from those data sources, the whole underwriting process becomes a lot more technology dependent, a lot seamless, and a lot faster, to the moment of truth, which is claims, where again one hopes that one can have some dependence on technology to ensure that verification, medical data that flows in, whatever else it takes to kind of process a claim in a fast and transparent manner, one has the benefit of technology to do so, as opposed to the current highly manual way of doing it.
How do you think then that analytics can play a key role in the transformation of the omni-channel experience?
Analytics will actually feed into segmentation, and that is what will kind of come through in at least the origination and underwriting and retention parts, where I think which customer to sell what is where analytics will start from. Depending on what demographic data, etc., that one can use, I think analytics has a significant role to play in choosing which markets to operate in. Look at which product sets kind of fit in with with the company's overall brand image and distribution strength and so on. So I think analytics has a very significant role to play in segmentation at the origination stage. During the part of the customer life cycle, once a customer is onboarded, I think analytics supplemented by some level of external data sources feeding into it could help companies enable the right cross-sell techniques. So that in an omni-channel environment, if that shows up some trends which you are missing out, or if analytics shows that a particular set of customers are behaving in a particular manner and perhaps the interventions required need to be different, then I think analytics stands to make a significant difference on the life cycle management also.
What in your mind is the ideal business case for investing in a technology platform to enable this omni-channel experience?
I don't think it's at a business case stage anymore. I think it is inevitable to start making the investments in technology, because like with every industry, the insurance industry is not very old. If you look at least the private insurance part and you compare it to banking, etc., it's not very old. So like with any other industry, when an industry evolves, there are some level of inefficiencies that creep in. And I think the only solution to move away from inefficiencies in insurance is through technology across stages, as I mentioned.
You think technology will be the edge as far as defining successful insurance companies is concerned in the near future?
Absolutely. Technology and analytics.
All right. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you.